Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
Since the beginning of June, J.D. Martinez has been on an absolute tear, hitting .370 with 23 extra base hits. He has become a mainstay in the middle of the Tigers' starting lineup. Welcome to All-Star Week here on Fox Sports Detroit. It is a warm, humid evening as we welcome you to Kauffman Stadium in KC. Game 2 in the series featuring the Tigers and the Royals. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pepper, Ron Allen. We are glad to have you with us here for Game 2 in the series. Boy, the bats came out en masse last night. J.D. Martinez, though, he just continues, Ron, to get it done with the absence of Victor Martinez.
Well, he's been locked in for about 6 weeks now, and that's uncommon at this level for somebody to have as good a swing as J.D. Martinez has had against right-handers, left-handers, breaking balls, fastballs, you name it. He's just flat out getting it done, and it couldn't happen to a better guy.
All right, now also filling in the absence of Victor Martinez, Torrey Hunter. He's DHing again here tonight. The month of July has been, well, really good to Torrey.
You know, you brought up something important there, the fact that he's been able to DH in a number of his starts lately. I think that's keeping Torrey's legs fresh. It's no secret that Torrey's on the back end of a brilliant baseball career, but take a look at what he's done in the month of July. 16 hits, a .444 batting average. He's trotted around the bases 3 times. He's driving in big runs, big 2-out runs. It's really refreshing to see Torrey start to do what he did a couple of years ago when he came over from the Los Angeles Angels. He is utilizing the entire baseball field. He's going back to right field. Ball's inside, he's going to left field line. He is simply hitting the ball where it's pitched right now.
All right, Anibal Sanchez will get the start tonight for the Tigers. Had a bit of a clunker his last time out against Tampa Bay, but overall this year, Sanchez has been terrific.
He's lights out. I mean, he commands 4 above-average pitches, fastball, curveball, slider, and the changeup. He has really been good in his career against the Kansas City Royals, although it really hasn't shown up in the win department. The one thing they want Sanchez to do, if he does get ahead, which he has no problem in doing, they want to make sure he finishes guys off. They'd like to see him go out there today and have a very low pitch count.
All right, now the Royals couldn't get a whole lot going in last night's game. One guy that did, though, was Eric Hosmer, and he's sporting a 10-game hitting streak right now, really starting to hit his stride.
I've always loved his skill set. He really took off last year, the second half of the season. The Kansas City Royals, they're hoping that this is what they're going to see the remainder of the season. He's got power in the bat. At times, the swing is big. He can handle the breaking ball. He drives the ball the other way, and he's an outstanding two-way player. He's really good with his glove over at first base. He won a Gold Glove last year, might get another Gold Glove this year, but they need him to cut down on the strikeouts. They need him to do better with 2 strikes. If he does that, it's going to be a good second half for Hosmer.
All right, after a short break, we'll send you back to the Call Sam Studios, check in with Lindsey Hayes. But coming up, the Tigers trying to keep those hot bats going. In the last 3 games, 47 hits, 34 runs. Hopefully more of the same tonight. Tigers Royals next. Tonight, the Tigers taking on the Royals here. Game 2 in this 4-game series. We'll check out the starting lineup for the Detroit Tigers tonight, presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. And it looks like this for the Tigers. It'll be Austin Jackson leading it off in center field. The newly anointed All-Star, Ian Kinsler, who takes over for Victor Martinez of the All-Star team. He's at second base, followed by Miguel Cabrera, J.D. Martinez, Torrey Hunter, Nick Castellanos in the middle. And your bottom three, Suarez, Holiday, and Rajai Davis. And with the announcement just handed down moments ago that Kinsler is replacing Victor Martinez, they will all go to the All-Star game. And here are the 4 that the Tigers will send to the All-Star game.
It's well deserved for Ian Kinsler. He has scored 64 runs this year, 26 doubles, tons of multi-hit games. Well deserved for him. There's Ian Kinsler. Let's take a look at the Kansas City Royals starting defensive alignment behind Danny Duffy this evening. In the outfield, they've got Dyson, they've got Kane, they've got Aoki. Up the middle, they have Alcides Escobar and Omar Infante, Moustakas and Hosmer on the corners. Kane with 7 outfield assists this season from right field or center field, which ranks 5th in the American League.
So the Tigers, with their win last night, gaining a game on Kansas City in the Central Division. Tigers coming to play tonight under Brad Ausmus with a 5.5 game lead over KC. Cleveland 7.5 back, and Chicago 9.5 down. So the Tigers clicking right now. They've won 3 consecutive games, and they will go against a left-hander tonight by the name of Danny Duffy.
Man, Danny Duffy's got supreme stuff. He's got a power fastball that gets up into the upper 90s, although he averages right around 94 miles an hour. He has not gotten a lot of run support this year. That's why he's only won the 5 games. But the one thing they wanted him to concentrate on coming into this season was to cut down on his base on balls, work on his breaking ball, his changeup. He has done that, and he's turned himself into a real good big league pitcher.
Well, let's check out our predictions for tonight's Fox Sports Detroit Tigers Player of the Game, presented by McDonald's new triple cheeseburger for only $2. And here they are. I'm going with Rajai Davis tonight.
I'm going with the newly anointed All-Star, Ian Kinsler, tonight.
Nick Castellanos is the selection of John Keating here this evening. Those are our picks. Well, the Tigers offense, boy, Rod, last night, they just put on an absolute clinic.
Well, they had a great approach last night against Jeremy Guthrie. Guthrie did not have his good command. Everybody up and down the lineup, starting with Torrey Hunter in the 5th home run with that 5th inning, that massive home run. They just got it going. Avila sliced one the opposite way. Suarez had a couple doubles in the contest last night. Castellanos also had a double in the game. They just got busy last night. They had great plate appearances, and it really showed up with the 15 runs scored.
They had 8 runs on 8 hits in the 5th inning alone as the Tigers blew out the Royals last night. We'll see what transpires here this evening. Austin Jackson set to settle into the batter's box tonight. Batting .244, 3 homers, 24 RBIs. Duffy is set to go to work. Jackson, Kinsler, and Cabrera on a warm and humid evening here in KC tonight. First pitch of the ball game is up high, 1 ball and no strikes.
It's all about the command of the fastball for Danny Duffy these days. If he's got real good command with that fastball, Tigers will have a difficult time. If he doesn't, they're going to get themselves in a lot of fastball friendly counts.
Jackson sends one in the air deep into left center field. That ball is hit well. That ball is up, and it is up against the wall. Jackson is on his way to second. He will pull in there, and the Tigers have a leadoff 2-base hit to start this ball game.
That's one of those fastball friendly counts I was speaking of. Jackson's 19th double of the year. That's a fastball 4-seam variety right down the middle. Jackson wasted little time getting himself in a scoring position, and the Tigers are picking up right where they left off last night.
So Jackson continues to get it done from the leadoff slot. He was only 1 for 5 last night, but he did walk. He scored a couple of runs, and now he's given the Tigers an early scoring chance. Here is Ian Kinsler. Kinsler at .305, and his numbers across the board have been outstanding this year. Hence, John Farrell has named him to the All-Star team, replacing Victor Martinez.
We showed you Ian's hits by direction in last night's game. He's very pull happy, which means he doesn't hit the ball the opposite way with regularity, but that's what he'll need to do here to get his job done, getting Jackson over to third base.
Fouled back out of play. 0-1 on Kinsler.
You can see by that first swing, Ian trying to hit something past the first baseman, Eric Hosmer.
49 driven in for Kinsler so far in the season. He has also hit 11 home runs. He's on pace for 20 homers this year. Duffy ready with the 0-1. Bouncing ball right back up the middle and into center field. Base hit. Jackson rounding third. He will score. 2 batters into the ball game. The Tigers have taken a 1-0 lead. 50th RBI of the season for Ian Kinsler.
I don't know what it is about the Tigers when Jackson leads off, but when he gets on base, he just has a knack of touching home plate, especially the way that Kinsler's swinging the bat, the way that Miggy drives in runs. Hanging breaking ball there thrown by Duffy. Glove got on it by Escobar, but he couldn't knock it down.
So an even 50 now for Kinsler in the RBI category. That'll bring up Miguel Cabrera, who had a big night last night, knocked in 3 runs, was 2 for 3 before Brad Ausmus took him out of the game late. Tigers had the option late in the ball game because of the big spread to rest some of their starters. .313 career against Duffy with 3 doubles. Kinsler down at first base has stolen 9 this year. Been caught 3 times. And Cabrera cuts and misses.
Good off-speed pitch there thrown by Duffy at 76 miles an hour.
Danny Duffy, 25 years old, a native Californian, goes 6'3", 205. Sub 500 record this year, but an ERA of 2.86. There's a quick throw, and Kinsler just got back. Now Cabrera waiting on the 1-1. And he tried to hold up but went around for strike 2. So Duffy has him in the hole now. JD Martinez waiting on deck in the season series, the 5 games here in Kansas City. Look at these numbers. 25 of 67 with men in scoring position. They have absolutely gotten it done.
They have outscored the Kansas City Royals 43-12 right here in this ballpark.
And the 1-2 just off the plate. Duffy wanted that one, did not get it from Chad Fairchild.
Mid-90s fastball thrown there by Duffy. He'll live at about 95 all night long.
About as close as you can get without being a strike. It is a warm evening here. 88 degrees at game time here tonight. And humid as well. And the 2-2. Cabrera grounds it foul down the third base line. Leadoff 2-base hit by Jackson. Single by Kinsler. Back up the middle, scored him. There's JD waiting on deck. That batting average on the numbers we just showed you, Tigers hitting .373 with men in scoring position in this park this year. 2-2. Bouncing ball foul again just outside of the bag at first base. 96 on that last fastball from Duffy. And Cabrera tardy on that swing. Duffy in his last start allowed a season high 10 hits. That was on Sunday in a 4-1 loss to Cleveland. 25 years of age. Not on the same page right now with Perez. Now he finally is, and Cabrera given time. Bouncing ball foul again. This time Cabrera out in front. Count stays 2-2. Tigers 51 wins coming into play tonight. 51-37. They have been among the best road teams in Major League Baseball. 26-15 on the road. And they will try and add to that mark here tonight. Swing and a miss, and Cabrera is out of there. The strikeout for Duffy is his first.
We talked about J.D. Martinez and the fact that he's been sizzling hot. Well, Duffy saw a little bit of that after Duffy missed with back-to-back off-speed pitches. It's a 2-0 count. He was forced into throwing a fastball. Even though the ball was down at 94, J.D. Martinez, because he's been sizzling hot, able to hit it out to right field for a solo shot at Comerica Park.
So now here is Martinez with a 9-game hitting streak going. J.D. batting .230, make it .335. 429 over the 9-game streak. 12 home runs already, a career high for J.D. Martinez. Subbing in beautifully for the absence of Victor. Here's another snap throw. That one was flat-footed and almost got him. A slow start for Duffy, who allowed a couple of hits to start this inning. Martinez looks at a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. J.D. in the month of July, 429. Was terrific in the month of June and has not slowed down one bit as we start to approach the dog days of the summer. Temperatures heating up. Games starting to pile up. Ooh, he almost threw that one away. Hosmer had to reach. Here's the 0-1. That's driven back out of play. No balls and 2 strikes on J.D. Martinez. Well, since the beginning of June, as we told you at the top of the broadcast tonight, J.D. has been as good as really anybody. 370 since June 1st. It's not good. 30 runs. And an OPS which has been first in that time frame.
OPS off the chain.
Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second for Perez is high. Good jump by Kinsler. He'll swipe the bag, but Martinez strikes out.
Well, Kinsler knew in that particular situation, because Duffy does also often. 0-2 counts, usually throws something off speed. He guessed correctly. It was an off speed pitch, and by the time Perez got the ball in his glove and made the exchange of the throwing hand, Kinsler had already started his slide. Therefore, really no reason for them to get him out.
You can see him right at the end there signaling to Perez. That was all me right there. He gave his catcher no chance. And so Hunter, the DH, will stand in now with a chance to drive one in. Swing and a miss. Ausmus was asked before the game today why Torrey is DHing instead of playing right field, or what goes into that decision, and he basically said, well, he's swinging the bat well right now out of the DH spot, so let's keep him there. But I think you brought up a good point. It really is resting his legs.
Yeah, it keeps his legs fresh.
Now the 0-1. 0-2 on Hunter.
Duffy throwing a lot of breaking balls here already in the very first inning. And the book on him is a heavy dose of fastballs. As a matter of fact, Duffy usually about 75 to 80% fastballs in all of his starts.
Torrey right now at 276. He's knocked in 52. Down he goes, a strikeout on a letter-high fastball to end the inning. So the Tigers get 2 hits to start the frame, then Duffy strikes out the side. 1-0 Detroit. Anibal Sanchez on the hill tonight for the Tigers, presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
He gave up a 7 spot 5 days ago to the Tampa Bay Rays, so you know he's been chomping at the bit to get back out there. 5 wins this year for the talented right-hander, 3.18 ERA, 67 strikeouts, just 25 walks for Anibal Sanchez, and the whip is just a shade over 1.
And so Nori Aoki will lead things off. Fresh off the disabled list, he'll look at a strike from Sanchez. Aoki, then Kane, and then Hosmer, top 3 in the lineup for KC. Here's the 0-1. Bouncing ball right side, right at Kinsler. It'll be an easy out, 1 away. Rest of the lineup for KC tonight, presented by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. You saw Aoki, Kane, Hosmer, and followed by All-Star Salvador Perez, Billy Butler, the DH, Mike Moustakas back in there tonight, Infante, Dyson, and Escobar. Your bottom 3.
Beaumont Health System will sponsor the Tigers starting defensive alignment this evening. Davids, Jackson, Martinez in the outfield, Suarez, Kinsler up the middle, Miggy Castellanos on the corner, and Brian Holiday has done nice work this year. Last 3 starts for him. Team ERA is sitting right at 2.
Here's Lorenzo Cain. It would behoove the Tigers to keep him off the bases. He didn't like that last call. And had a crooked look for Chad Fairchild. 317 for Cain. He's had a marvelous year. Sanchez ready with the 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Anibal had his 5-game winning streak snapped in that last start. Had won 5 straight decisions. Gave up 7 runs in the 5 2/3 against the Rays on Saturday. A little wave and a miss. 1-2 the count. 16th start for Sanchez. And he is tonight trying to pitch the Tigers to their 4th consecutive win. Stayed away, and Cain would not go fishing. 2-2.
If you're Anibal Sanchez, you want contact right here. Off the bat of Cain, you want to stay away from the 3-ball counts. You want to try to limit the amount of pitches that you throw per inning.
Got contact, but it was fouled back out of play.
Anibal Sanchez averages about 18-19 pitches per inning, and with the stuff that he has, Jeff Jones told me he could put hitters away a little bit sooner. He'll get ahead, but then he starts to pick on the corners. Therefore, runs the count to 2-2, 3-2. They'd like to see more contact early from Sanchez.
Bounce to third, where Castellanos is positioned, and 2 gone. A couple of ground ball outs for Sanchez.
Alex Avila also told me something that was very interesting before Sanchez's last start. He said the reason why he does throw so many pitches by the 5th and 6th inning, because his stuff is so good, he gets so many swings and misses and strikeouts. That's why the pitch count's always up.
Well, he's got a couple of fairly quick ground balls here. That's a good sign. Sanchez had only 1 strikeout in his last start against Tampa, which was really kind of odd to see.
It wasn't his day against Tampa last Saturday.
Here is Hosmer, and he looks at ball 1.
Hosmer's hot right now. He's the one guy with runners in scoring position you might want to stay away from in their lineup, but no issue facing him here in the 1st inning with nobody on and 2 outs.
A couple of hits in the ball game last night. He homered against Smiley. It was just the 2nd home run this year allowed by Smiley to a left-handed batter. Brandon Moss was the other.
That home run was a laser, too. It got out of center field in a hurry.
Sanchez behind 2-0. And Hosmer takes high. 3 balls, no strikes.
Looks like they're going to give Hosmer that treatment, even though there are 2 outs and nobody on. Not giving him a whole lot to hit here today.
Salvador Perez waiting in the on-deck circle for the Royals. 3-0 pitch. And it's in there for a strike. So Hosmer this month, pretty good numbers.
He had a monster second half last year as well.
He rips this one into right field, base hit, and a 3-1 pitch. He's going to try for 2. And the throw not in time. Two-base hit for Hosmer.
That is the 25th two-bagger of the season by Hosmer. That's a ball at the bottom of the zone, and he absolutely scorched that ball down the right field. JD did a nice job at cutting it off, but not before Hosmer sliding in with a double.
2-out, two-base hit. 25 two-baggers now for Hosmer. And that also extends his hitting streak to 11 straight, which will equal a career high. Here's Perez. He'll start behind the plate for the American League in the All-Star game. Matt Wieters was selected by the fans, but he of course had the elbow surgery, so he's not available. Opening the door to the very talented Salvador Perez. Pulled foul just outside of the bag at third. 0-2.
Janabal Sanchez here with Perez. You want to make sure you expand the strike zone. You don't have to throw him a strike here. See if he'll chase that fastball in the mid-90s up, or you could bounce a breaking ball, but Brian Holiday will have to help you if you block it, to block it. Going upstairs with the fastball.
Way too upstairs. That was in the attic.
Well, some of them, sometimes you can go up where the hitter doesn't even, like, okay, he sees it out of your hand. He knows for sure that's not going to be a strike. You have to at least entice the hitter into swinging.
1-2. Bouncing ball, foul again, third base side. Perez hitless last night, 0 for 3, batting a solid .282 this year. And he has more hits than any other American League catcher. He's got 89 this season. Terrific two-way player behind the dish. Great throwing arm, great receiver, and quite a hitter as well. Another foul ball. 1-2, the count stays on Salvador Perez. A two-out double by Hosmer. The Tigers grab the lead. And the RBI single by Kinsler in the top of the inning. Billy Butler waiting on deck. Perez likes to stand very deep in the box, that back foot on the chalk line. About as deep as he can get. And the 1-2. Broken bat. Shallow center, base hit. That's going to score a run, and the Royals have tied it up. RBI single for Salvador Perez on a busted bat single to center.
Give Salvador Perez some credit. What you want to tell yourself as a hitter, once you've fallen behind with 2 strikes, you're going to make that pitcher jam you. And the reason why you say that is because you don't want to swing at a breaking ball that's bouncing in the dirt, and that's exactly what Salvador Perez was able to do, fighting it off for a base hit.
36th RBI of the season has tied this game, and now Billy Butler will stand in. 6 for 18 career against Sanchez. And he backs him out of there 1-0. They're trying to get Butler to heat up. He has hit safely in his last 5. Homered in the ball game last night. It was just his 3rd home run of the season. Butler looks at a strike. 1-1. That home run that Butler hit last night was his first since June the 14th. Power numbers way down this year for Butler. Missed it low. 2-1. Looked like Sanchez was headed to a 1-2-3 first inning. Got a couple of quick ground ball outs. Then Hosmer doubled. Perez singled. And missed again. The count goes to 3-1. Waiting on deck, Mike Moustakas, who did not start last night, came on late in the game, though. Chopper foul down the third base line. Butler has one more year left on his deal. It's an option year. Last year there's also a buyout which is tied to it. But in a season where you hope they pick up your option for the following year, he's not having his best campaign. There is a strike called. Got him looking. Sanchez gets his first strikeout. Royals get a run on a couple of 2-out hits, and we'll go to the second here in KC. All tied at 1. Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank, a part of Detroit and the community since 1849. By Dodge, hurry in and get a great deal during the Dodge Summer Clearance Event. And by Oscar Mayer Beef Hot Dogs, it's grown-up food. The statue of George Brett, one of the all-time great third basemen in the game of baseball. Here outside at Kauffman Stadium, the Tigers Royals all tied at 1 as we go to the second.
George Brett had a unique style of hitting, but it worked for him.
Very nearly hit 400 back in the 1980 campaign.
He sure did.
Finished up at 390, and really the last guy that has seriously challenged him. Castellanos batting .271, had a couple of hits in last night's game. Wave and a miss.
Different game plan here tonight by Danny Duffy. Not throwing nearly as many fastballs as he has in the past, and I think the reason for that is the Tigers were able to score a run in the very first inning. Both Kinsler and also Jackson hit fastballs.
After the first 2 hits, Duffy then struck out Cabrera, Martinez, and Hunter. 2 balls and 1 strike.
There aren't many left-handed starters in the major leagues that have the kind of arm strength that Duffy has. Average fastball about 94 miles an hour.
2-2.
But when he's getting that breaking ball over there, along with the changeup and also a new pitch he learned in spring training, it's not quite a slider, more of a slurve in between a curveball and a slider, but he throws it a little bit harder than he throws his regular curveball.
Eugenio Suarez waiting on deck, and then Brian Holiday here in the second. 2-2 on Nick Castellanos. A couple of RBIs in last night's ball game for Nick. And again the 2-2. Bouncing ball to third, straight at Moustakas. Castellanos is out, one gone. Bring up Eugenio Suarez. Pretty good game last night for Suarez. He had a couple of hits, both doubles. Scored a couple of runs, knocked in two. Holding his own here at the major league level and then some, batting .283 now. Here's a ball up and in, 1-0. You ever think the Tigers have any concerns at all, Rod, about the youth on the left side of their infield?
I think they might have some concerns, but right now guys are doing well, so I don't think Dave Dombrowski will be going out and looking for any shortstop help, and he will be not going to get any third base help, but they are very young. But the experience that they're getting here during the regular season is invaluable.
Here's the 1-1. Yeah, it's like at the college level. By the time your freshman season is over, you're not considered a freshman anymore. And by the time the postseason rolls around, they will have had their share of at-bats. And the Castellanos playing every day. So is Suarez now. Duffy ready with the 2-1. 3 balls, 1 strike on Eugenio Suarez.
It also helps that they play on a veteran-laden team with guys like Miggy and Victor, Torrey, Austin Jackson, Ian Kinsler.
.3-1 is hit on the ground to the first baseman, right at Hosmer. A couple of ground ball outs here in the second.
That kind of gives you an idea of the life that Duffy has on his fastball. It's a 3-1 count, so you know Suarez is looking for the fastball, and he's a pretty good fastball hitter, but yet couldn't get around on it.
So here's Brian Holiday. 306 over his last 29 ball games. Holiday spelling Avila in the ball game tonight.
7 RBIs.
And Brian takes ball 1 low.
It's a good night off for Avila going up against Duffy, the left-hander. Duffy holds left-handed batters to a 185 batting average. Right-handers really not that much better against Duffy. They hit just 230 against the hard-throwing left-hander.
Avila 1 for 8 in his career against Duffy.
Avila had that one double the opposite way last night. Also hit a couple of balls right on the screws to Kane in right field that Kane was able to run down. So Avila's day could have been a lot better.
Duffy ready now with the 2-0. Holiday swings, pops it up. Foul ground. Let's see if there's room for Hosmer. There appears to be room. And that is that. The Tigers go 1-2-3 here in the second. On our way to the bottom half. Still 1-1.
It turns out that Ian Kinsler will not even be a temporary Youper. He told us earlier this afternoon that his plans for the All-Star break were to take his family straight north, all the way through Michigan, past Sault Ste. Marie, and to spend a few days on a Canadian lake. Of course, as you know by now, just before game time, he was added to the American League All-Star roster, replacing teammate Victor Martinez. And from a Canadian lake, he's now making plans to go to the land of 10,000 lakes. He's again an American League All-Star. Mario, right?
Yeah, Keats, thanks very much. Well, I guess if you have to suspend or postpone a vacation, that's a pretty good reason going to the All-Star game. And again, congratulations to Mr. Kinsler.
It is well deserved, and it's also very nice to also be recognized with all your peers as one of the best baseball players in the world.
Mike Moustakas is starting things off here in the second. Moustakas, Infante, Dyson, swing and a miss. Down he goes. A couple of strikeouts now for Sanchez. So the Tigers now have 4 All-Stars. Here are the reserves in the American League. Victor Martinez will still go to the game. He obviously will not play. And Seager has replaced Edwin Encarnacion. He was having a monster year. It was a slow tap to third, tough play. Barehanded, and he threw it away. Infante is on his way to second, and he'll stop there.
Communication was not very good there between Sanchez and Castellanos. Had the communication been better, they may have not gotten Infante at first base, but Castellanos would not have thrown the ball down the right field line. And he should have called him off immediately once Sanchez did peel out of the way. It forced Castellanos into a bad throw.
That'll be the first error of the game for the Tigers. Single E5.
It's the first error the Tigers have committed in their last 9 games.
Here was Gerard Dyson.
He likes to bunt. You always have to crowd Dyson. Although he's also doing a pretty nice job this year for his squad, hitting with runners in scoring position.
Dyson has 7 bunt singles. Castellanos in tight at third base.
Ton of infield hits as well for Dyson, as you would imagine.
In there for strike 1 as he shows bunts. Dyson with 2 hits, an RBI, and a stolen base in last night's game. He was busy. He shoots that one. Leaping catch by Castellanos. They will get a double play. Castellanos with a terrific catch to third base. They double up Infante.
I didn't know Castellanos had those kinds of hops.
You just saw it in living color. Inning over. No runs, 1 hit. Nobody left. Pitcher's best friend, although a little bit unorthodox, double play. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire.
Dyson down toward Castellanos. He was able to climb the ladder, even though he's playing in at the cut of the grass, and snare what looked like it was going to be a base hit. Infante, who was on second base, thought the ball was going to get over to Castellanos' head, and therefore tagged out by Suarez to complete the double play.
Rajai Davis leads it off for the Tigers here in the third. It'll be Davis, Jackson, Kinsler. Each team with a run in the first inning. The Tigers got theirs when Jackson led off the game with a double and then scored when Kinsler knocked a base hit to center. There's a strike called. 0-2 on Rajai. Duffy struck out the side after the 2 hits in the first, and then he got 1-2-3 second. Now the 0-2. Pulled foul. Davis doubled in the ball game last night, came on as a pinch runner and got 1 at bat. He's knocked in 32 this year. Stays alive by just getting a piece of that last offering. This season against lefties, .348.
Hitting nearly 100 points higher against lefties than righties for Rajai.
Another foul back to the screen.
But I think coming in, they had an idea that his numbers would be better against left-handed pitching than right-handed pitching. Andy Dirks was supposed to get the bulk of the playing time against righties. Andy Dirks now on a rehab assignment down in the minor leagues.
And again the 0-2. Davis fouls another one straight back. Duffy can't put him away. Rajai over his last 13 games hitting at a .372 clip. Jackson waiting on deck. And one more time the 0-2. Trying to elevate it, and Davis able to knock it back out of play. Rajai getting the start in left field tonight. And low and away, Davis takes it outside, 1-2. Tigers last night scored 16 runs. That was a season high. They also banged out 8 doubles, which was a season high. Here's the 1-2. Pulled foul. 1-2, the count stays on. Rajai Davis. This has turned into a really good at bat, a 9-pitch at bat right now. Here comes number 10. Another foul.
Quick pitch there by Duffy. Having a difficult time of putting Rajai Davis away. He simply went to a little faster motion on that last delivery.
And a line drive base hit left field. Rajai Davis wins that lengthy battle. The leadoff man on here in the third. Tigers fans have 2 chances to see the Tigers battle the Indians on Saturday, July the 19th. You can enjoy a matinee game at 1:08 or Saturday night baseball at 7:08, followed by postgame fireworks. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. Tigers tribe as the second half of the season commences after the All-Star break. Here's Jackson now. He doubled to start the game and then scored the Tigers run. Ball 1 from Duffy. Austin now with a couple of hits in the series. He's also walked. He has scored 3 runs. Jackson twice in his career has scored 100 runs. 99 runs scored last year. Davis becomes a concern. He has stolen 23. In fact, Rajai now needs 9 more steals to reach .300 for his career.
And left-handers really don't bother Rajai Davis. Once he figures out what Duffy's doing, he'll try to get himself a good enough jump to get into scoring position.
Spun his wheels a little bit that time getting back to the bag. Duffy missed that one high. 2 balls, no strikes on Jackson.
It's always a concern when you use the slide step when you've got a fast base runner on the base pass, because you never give your arm a chance to really catch up to get to its highest point to get that breaking ball down. And you can see that Duffy had a difficult time of commanding the breaking ball there with the slide step.
Right back up the middle into center. Jackson has another hit. He is 2 for 2 in this game.
You can't throw that fastball by Jackson here tonight.
Singles by Davis and Austin Jackson. 2 on, nobody out. That'll bring up Ian Kinsler.
The fastball at 91, right around the belt buckle. Jackson climbs the ladder and hits it right back up the box.
Confab on the mound now. Duffy in some trouble here in the third. Tigers have posted 4 hits. Kinsler has the Tigers RBI. He's stepping in there. There's a pickoff look back to second as Davis was dancing off the bag, but Duffy held on to it. Kinsler stole a base back in the first inning, and so the Tigers as a team now have 59 steals, well above their entire mark of 35 last year. We're at Kauffman Stadium tonight, where they have a big crowd. Fireworks after the ball game this evening. Mario and Pemba, Rod Allen, John Keating, all glad you are with us here this evening. Chris Wazalewski, our producer, and Brian Moss, our director tonight. There's a strike called on the outer edge, 0-1. Kinsler, with his single back in the first, now has an even 50 runs driven in. And really, when you look at his body of work, the offense is impressive, but he's also, Rod, committed just 2 errors this year.
He's been fantastic on both sides of the ball.
I know Rick Porcello has said on many occasions, and obviously Rick is a sinker baller who relies on his defense, that Kinsler has really been outstanding defensively at second, saved a lot of balls from going into center field, and has helped Rick reach the heights that he has reached this year. Now Duffy ready with the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Tipped it into the glove for strike 3. First out of the inning. 4 strikeouts now for Duffy. That'll bring up Cabrera with 1 out. And Duffy's next pitch will be his 50th of the evening. He struck out Cabrera back in the first.
It was a very lengthy at bat by Miguel. Lots of fastballs, lots of breaking balls. Duffy finally tied Miggy up with a breaking ball down around his back foot.
That time he let it go and threw it into center field. The last time he whirled towards second, he held on to the baseball. This time Duffy commits the throwing error.
That's what speed will do. And Duffy was way too preoccupied with Rajai Davis at second base. Therefore, Miggy, a golden opportunity to drive in a couple of runs. I'd walk Miguel here if I was Ned Yost, even though J.D. Martinez has been hot as a firecracker.
Now Moustakas coming to the mound. two are engaged in a top secret conversation. Miguel Cabrera, well, he lives for these opportunities. 381 with men in scoring position this year.
Yeah, his overall body of work in his illustrious big league career has been outstanding in these types of situations.
And Cabrera looks at a ball outside.
Best opportunity for the Kansas City Royals to get out of this would be to walk Miggy and play for a double play off the bat of J.D. Martinez.
Cabrera in this ballpark since 2008, hitting .349. 49 RBIs. He'll drive that one foul down the right field line. 1 ball and 1 strike on Cabrera. Danny Duffy is not in any hurry tonight. Here's the 1-1. High, 2 balls and 1 strike. After a 1-2-3 second, Duffy allowed a couple of singles here in the third. And the 2-1. Fly ball, right center field. Aoki coming over. He'll be deep enough to score the run. Davis tags up. Jackson does as well. Both runners move up. Sac fly. RBI. Cabrera has knocked in 74 now this year, and the Tigers take the lead. So the throwing error is a very big part of this inning.
Rajai Day led off the with an outstanding at bat. Saw about 10-11 pitches from Duffy before singling and then getting himself in the scoring position on the Jackson base hit.
So here's J.D. Martinez with a man at third now and 2 outs. J.D. struck out back in the first. And Duffy will throw from the windup, strike 1.
Lots of first pitch breaking balls thrown today by Duffy.
Danny making his 9th career start against the Tigers, the most that he has made against any team.
Some nice leadership skills there shown by Salvador Perez after Duffy a little upset with himself, even though that first curveball was called a strike to J.D. Martinez. He did not like the location of it.
Martinez waiting on the 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike on J.D. Trying to extend that hitting streak, which right now stands at 9. It is not his longest hitting streak of the year. Martinez earlier this season had a 14-gamer. Here's the 1-1 pitch. 1-2 now on Martinez.
Yeah, when he snapped that 14-gamer, simply started the one that he's on now, and the 9-gamer.
There have not been too many hitless nights for J.D. Martinez over the last month and a half. Now Duffy ready with the 1-2. Bouncing ball foul, third base side.
Told you that Duffy usually throws about 75% fastballs, but through the first 57 pitches he's thrown today, only 48% fastballs, 52% off speed thrown by Duffy. So he's totally changed here so far today.
Swing and a miss. He strikes him out. Martinez fans for the 2nd time in the ball game, and that's 5 now for Danny Duffy. Tigers grab the lead though on the sac fly by Miguel Cabrera. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Sports Detroit is brought to you by Arby's. Try Arby's new King's Hawaiian Roast Beef BLT today. And by Bell Tire. Get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. It is a really warm evening tonight here in KC. It was 88 at game time, but more so the humidity. We had a great night here last night, but it is July in Kansas City, so that's what we expect.
Anibal Sanchez doing a very nice job here today with the first pitch strikes. He is 6 of 8 and only threw 6 pitches in the second inning.
Alcides Escobar leads it off for the Royals. It'll be Escobar, Aoki, and then Lorenzo Cain. Sanchez gave up a run on a double and a single in the first inning. Perez picked up the RBI. That's in there for a strike. 0-2. Escobar batting .283, 1 for 3 runs scored and a swipe in last night's ball game. Here's the 0-2. Escobar last night snapped an 0 for 10 with his base hit. Chopper to third, foul. Escobar hanging in there. Alcides this year has 16 infield hits. And again the 0-2. Bouncing ball to short. Looks routine there for Suarez. 1 up and 1 away. Time for a game break. We go back to the studio. Shannon Hogan. All right, Shannon, thanks. What, did something big happen in Cleveland today? I didn't hear.
Yeah, LeBron is going back to Cleveland. How about that? Did that shock you at all?
You know what? I guess it did and it didn't, because I had heard whispers the last couple of days that it might happen.
I'm just glad he made the decision, because he was holding every television network's a hostage.
Yeah, there's no doubt. They were waiting and waiting and waiting, and he is headed back to Cleveland.
Good for him, and good for the city of Cleveland.
Nori Aoki is the batter with 1 out here in the third. And he drives this one in the air to right center. That's looking like trouble, and it is. Aoki is on the run. He's going to second. He'll pull in there with a double. 1 out, 2 base hit for Nori Aoki.
And Nori really has not given the Kansas City Royals the kind of offensive production they thought they were going to get from him when they got him from the Milwaukee Brewers. But he goes up and catches the fastball here and hits his 13th double of the season. Hasn't scored many runs. He struck out more than he did last year in Milwaukee, and therefore he has seen his playing time get cut in half.
Tying run now in scoring position with 1 out, Lorenzo Cain. Trying to drive him in. Cain grounded out his first time up, batting .316 on the year. High fly ball to left. Ready, Rajay Davis. Oki's tagging up, but all he's going to do is force the throw. So Sanchez retires Cain on 1 pitch. 2 gone. Hey, did you happen to see, Ron, what the Royals television announcers Rex Hudler and Steve Physiak are doing? They're broadcasting from the stands.
And it looks like they're getting that same kind of VIP treatment that we got.
Yes, indeed.
But they got some Yardbird.
I don't know, but it looks pretty good. Look at Fizz, man. He's going to dive right into that. So is Hud.
Fizz don't eat that stuff. Have you seen his body?
Yeah, don't give him the dessert.
He's not going to eat it.
Hud, that's a different story.
Oh, Hud is all in. They got a pretty nice vantage point right there.
Eric Hosmer looks at a strike, 0-1. Here's the vantage point. They are directly behind home plate. That's Steve Physiak, the play-by-play man, and Rex Hudler, his color analyst. And here they are amongst the fans. Sanchez ready with the 0-1. inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
They've got a great crowd here tonight. This looks like this place is close to sold out.
I had planned a visit to Gates Barbecue after the ball game tonight.
Well, you can still get there.
Well, it's going to be tough to get out of the parking lot with all these folks here. Police escort, maybe? It's grounded foul.
That would most definitely help.
I don't think I'm that important. 1-2. Eric Hosmer. 2 runs on 4 hits for the Tigers. The Royals to run on 4 hits.
Don't let Hosmer beat you here if you're Anibal Sanchez. He's been their hottest hitter. You've got an open base. You don't necessarily have to pitch to him. He's got an 11-game hitting streak, hitting well over 400 in those 11 games.
Chopper back up the middle. Suarez on the charge. And Hosmer is out, and the threat is over. No runs. A double to Stranded. There's a drive into deep left field. That ball is hit well, and you can kiss it goodbye. That is way out of here.
That might be further than the one that big bad Billy Butler hit.
Hunter with a deep drive to left. It was climbing the stairs up there. Holy cats. He killed that thing. That was last night. Torrey Hunter hit his 12th of the season, and the Tigers, well, their bats were booming last night. Hunter will lead things off here in the 4th inning tonight, and he shoots one in the air to center. Straight at Lorenzo Cain. 1 pitch and 1 gone here in the 4th. So Torrey may be nearing 40 years of age, but he can still get around on a pitch.
Quick hands. He's driven in quite a few runs this year. 52 driven in for the Tigers.
Here's Castellanos. Castellanos 0 for 1. Apparently they've made some changes in the outfield because that was Dyson in center field. That wasn't Cain.
Yeah, and Cain now is in right field. Aoki is in left field. They've switched the whole outfield around.
It's kind of odd. So Aoki is in left. A little bit outside. Dyson now in center. And Cain is in right. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fly ball right field. Cain going back. Still going back. Track. Wall makes the catch. With his back to the infield. A running play to take a hit away from Castellanos.
Lorenzo Cain made that look way too easy. way too easy.
A couple of fly ball outs here in the fourth.
Kane normally plays center field here at Kauffman Stadium, and they had to extend the warning track a couple of feet for Kane because he kept getting hurt running into the center field wall. It kept landing him on the disabled list, so they simply cut out some more grass and added about a couple of feet of dirt in center field for Lorenzo Kane. Don't know if they did anything in right field, but they did add some length for him in center field.
And it's popped up shallow right. Anyone going to get there? Yeah, the second baseman Infante with a nifty play. 1-2-3 inning. And it's time now for you to tweet your photo using hashtag Detroit Fan Photo for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast. It is brought to you by AT&T. Anibal Sanchez with a one-run lead to work with. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It'll be Salvador Perez leading it off, then Billy Butler and Mike Moustakas. Sanchez allowed a run in the first. After two were out, double by Hosmer, single by Perez. It was a broken bat single. And now he will face Salvador again. He looks at a strike. 0-1. Mentioned that Perez will be starting behind the dish for the American League, and he becomes the first Royal to start in All-Star games since Jermaine Dye did back in 2000. It's been a long time. He'll get fouled back out of play.
Last season, his All-Star appearance was a very memorable one because he was the one that was able to catch Mariano Rivera last year. That's Salvador Perez.
Forgot about that.
Now he gets a chance to replace Matt Wieters. It won't be long before he's the starting catcher every year at the All-Star game.
Here's the 0-2. Sanchez's 94-mile-an-hour fastball missed.
He's had a lot of life on his heater already here today. I think he's touched 96.
And the 1-2. Pulled into left field. Base hit. Salvador Perez is 2 for 2. Leadoff man on here in the fourth. Now Billy Butler.
Billy Butler having a difficult time of elevating the baseball this year. He's only hit 3 home runs. Therefore, he's always a double play waiting to happen. He has grounded into 13 double plays this season, which is second on their team behind Salvador Perez.
drive that one in the air, but it's foul down the right field line. You see how far off the pace he is his last 3 years. 29 homers in 2012. That took a dip last year, but it's even more so this year. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-2 on Butler. Kind of hard to believe that Elvis Andrus is leading the American League in bouncing into double play.
I saw that. Rios is right there with him, his teammate. Both of those guys have good speed.
Here's the 0-2. Foul tip, couldn't hold on. So he stays alive. Sanchez now has thrown 50 total at 25 pitch first. However, he had just a 6-pitch second. That helped it out. Third inning was pretty quick too. Hannibal came in this year, or this game I should say, 2-0 this year on the road with a 2.39 earned run average. Pitching well away from Comerica Park. And Butler takes it inside, 1-2. Swing and a miss. Butler is out of there. Sanchez strikes him out again, the second time tonight. Due to a live start time conflict with Major League Baseball's exclusive national telecast schedule, Saturday's Tigers-Royals game cannot be shown on Fox Sports Detroit until 10 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. For in-game highlights on Saturday, please turn to your local Fox broadcast affiliate. And be sure to join Fox Sports Detroit at 10 p.m. Eastern for play-by-play coverage of tomorrow's game. There's a high, towering fly ball off the bat of Moustakas. Going to stay in the ballpark, though, and caught by Jackson. Two away. Bring up Omar Infante. It also brings us to our Bernstein advantage. And for Sanchez, he has had the Bernstein advantage on Omar Infante, 4 for 22 lifetime.
It's because Sanchez has 3 above average off speed pitches and very seldom gives in to Infante. Doesn't throw Infante many fastballs.
Infante with a single in his first at bat. Strike one.
Anibal Sanchez is 13 of 16 in first pitch strikes so far thrown today, and doing a pretty nice job with his pitch count as well. He has thrown just 54 total.
Oh, he got him, picked him off at first base.
He slipped.
Perez, even with a high throw, got picked off, but here comes Ned Yost. He's not so sure he was actually out, so the Tigers, instead of heading to the dugout, are going to wait and see if he wants to challenge this.
It's a nice job by Anibal Sanchez because Perez is not a base stealer. So you pick over there really quick, and then you find out whether he's off the base far enough.
Apparently he got back because the Royals took a look at it. Now they're going to review it. You don't normally see a first baseman catch the ball as high as he did and still get a pickoff. But they'll check it out now. Bill Miller is the crew chief. He's on the right. Here's another look.
It's hard to believe that anybody's going to get a better look than Vic Carapazza got.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing.
I mean, look at his position is perfect.
So for the time being, he is picked off, but we'll see if they decide he was safe.
Hey.
Royals challenging here. Play is under review. The out call is the call on the field right now, out at first base. Here's another look. Looked like Perez kind of locked up as he was heading back to first base.
Looked like he slipped when he went to plant with his right foot. Slipped right underneath him.
Oh, they called him out. And so the Royals will lose the challenge. It's a pickoff to end the inning. 4 in the books. And the Tigers still lead by 1. Baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm, official legal services sponsor of Fox Sports Detroit, and by the new Chevy Silverado light duty and heavy duty lineup. Back here in KC on a very warm, humid evening, the Tigers Royals in game 2 in the series. Tigers still holding on to their 2-1 lead. Salvador Perez picked off at first base. Brian Holiday will lead it off. It'll be Holiday, Rajay Davis, and then Austin Jackson. Facing lefty Danny Duffy. Brian popped up his first time 0 for 1. And then batting .282. And Duffy starts him off up high 1-0.
Brian Holiday has done nice work this year subbing for Avila when Brad Ausmus decides to give Avila a blow. And not only does he have a pretty good batting average, but he's been able to handle the staff very well.
1 ball, 1 strike. Now the 1-1 from Duffy, and it's way outside. 2-1 now, the count on Holiday. Duffy was the Royals pitcher of the month in June, was 3-2, but had a sparkling ERA of 1.69. Pretty good against the Central this year as well. Here's the 2-1. Chopper to third. Right there is Moustakas.
Outstanding at bat by Rajay Davis in the second inning to lead off the inning. He eventually came around to score. He saw 11 pitches from Danny Duffy. Lots of fastballs, lots of breaking balls. Duffy even missed up a changeup or two. And on pitch number 10, he gave him a different look. He slide stepped and he hurried up his delivery. Rajay was able to foul that one off. There it is. And then he singled on the very next pitch, a changeup left up in the strike zone. So outstanding at bat by Rajai Davis.
Let's see what Davis has in store for him in this at bat as he drives this one in the air to right field, sinking, but right into the glove of Lorenzo Cain.
Lorenzo Cain just glides in center field. He wears number 6. Willie Wilson used to wear number 6 here for the Kansas City Royals, and he played some outstanding center field.
That's 8 straight retired now by the lefty Duffy.
Jackson's 2 hits today, a double and single. Both have come on fastballs. We'll see if Duffy continues to throw AJ that fastball here today.
Austin looks at ball 1. It's been a nice night for Jackson. Single double, runs scored. He got the party started back in the first when he doubled to lead off the game. And then scored quickly when Kinsler knocked him in. That's how the Tigers got their first run. Cabrera's sac fly in the third scored their second run. Wave and a miss.
Good
1-1.
change up there by Duffy. He hasn't thrown many of those, but real good arm speed.
Two and one on Jackson. Tigers with a victory here tonight can add another game to their lead. They would go up 6.5 on the Royals. There's the 2-1 in there. 2-2 on Jackson.
And Jackson thought this may have been a touch low.
It was. Here's the 2-2. Whistled foul. Ian Kinsler waiting on deck. Jackson's got that average up to 249. Would like to see it continue to climb in the second half. Driven to right field, sinking, base hit. It'll be another hit for Jackson, his third of the game.
It really doesn't matter what Duffy throws to Jackson today. That was a changeup that stayed up. Real nice approach with 2 strikes by Austin Jackson. You can see the changeup grip, but he didn't bury the changeup at the bottom of the zone. He left it up there for Jackson to hit.
That'll give Kinsler a chance here in the 5th. Ian a single, a strikeout, a steal, and an RBI. The newly named All-Star in the American League. And if you haven't heard yet, Victor Martinez will not be able to play, so Kinsler was named to replace him.
So I guess that pretty much means that Victor is done here for the next 3 days.
Yeah, and he kind of got that feeling as we went along in this series. I don't think the Tigers really want to take a chance with getting him back too soon. Ball in. Now, I would have to believe that it's a lot easier, or has been a lot easier, to rest Victor with the stuff the guys have done in his absence.
That's right.
Guys like Hunter and Martinez filling in admirably. Here's the 2-0. High pop up, shallow center field. Who wants it? Looks like Dice. Inning is over. Tigers will get a hit but strand a man. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. It was 100 years ago today that Babe Ruth made his debut. Is it possible?
100 years ago.
The Bambino, who many feel the greatest player of all time, Babe Ruth. Of course, when he broke into the big leagues, was a very good pitcher, and then turned into the home run king until Henry Aaron bounced him, and then eventually Barry Bonds. Sanchez back to the hill as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning, 2-1 in favor of the Detroit Tigers. Omar Infante will lead it off, and he shoots this one in the air to right. It's going to be caught, though, by J.D. Martinez. How good was the Babe? He was awfully good. July 11th, 1914 was his debut with Boston at the time.
You talked about the big flies, 714 of those, but 342 career average.
Bambino, Hall of Famer in 1936. Here's Jarrod Dyson. Dyson with a soft line drive. He lined into a double play in his first at bat. A double up Infante, who was standing at second. And that ended the inning. It turned out to be a 6-pitch inning for Sanchez. Here's the 0-1.
"58 pitches thrown by Sanchez already. He's only missed the strike zone with 14 of those. He has been a strike machine so far here tonight.
Really nice to see that pitch count in good shape. There's a ground ball to first, deep behind the bag. Cabrera handles it. Dyson is out, 2 gone. He's going to bring up Alcides Escobar. Here's the ratio on Sanchez. Only 15 balls, 45 strikes after 60 pitches in this game.
And he's also gone 15 of 18 in first pitch strikes. So they've been hitting from behind in the count all night long. The Kansas City Royals batters.
Escobar bounced out his first time up to the shortstop Suarez. He'll ground this one into left field. It finds a seam, and it's a 2-out single.
No doubt with 2 outs. Escobar will be trying to steal second base against this combination of Sanchez and Brian Holiday.
And really, when Escobar goes, he's usually pretty successful. He was 22 of 22 last year and has been caught only twice this year. So we'll see if he's on the move here. As Nori Aoki stands in.
And pitch out might be in order here on the first or second pitch. And just to help Brian Holiday out a little bit.
Aoki had a double with 1 out in the third. They couldn't score him, though. Runner bluffs. There's your pitch out, but he put the brakes on. 1 ball, no strikes. One and one on Aoki.
Brian Holiday needs to be careful that he stays down in the strike zone to make sure that he gives Chad Fairchild an opportunity to call the strike. That time I thought Brian Holiday may have vacated his crouch a little bit too soon, anticipating that Escobar is going to try to steal second base.
And again, now it's 2-1.
You don't worry about pitch outs with Anibal Sanchez. He's got such great command. You don't worry about whether you put him behind in the count because he can throw strikes whenever he wants to.
2-out base hit by Escobar. He's the tying run, draws the throw. Tigers have 2 runs, 5 hits, and the Royals a run on 6 hits. Both teams have an error in this contest. Here's the 2-1. Bouncing ball right side. Kinsler slides over, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. 5 in the books. Miguel Cabrera leads it off, and we go to 6. Right here at Kauffman Stadium, the Miguel Cabrera finally put the finishing touches on the Triple Crown, and boy, what a night that was.
Wonderful gesture by the Kansas City Royals front office to put that up on the big screen here, and the fans really sent Miggy home happy.
So special memories for Cabrera forever in this ballpark on that night. And he will start things off here as we go to the 6th inning. It'll be Cabrera, Martinez, Torrey Hunter.
Miggy said he didn't get a chance to really realize how special that gesture was by the Kansas City Royals fans until after the postseason that year, and then he really had a chance to sit back and really enjoy some of the things that had gone on in that 2012 season.
That's back out of play. I'm sure that whole thing really was quite a blur. I mean, when you're going through something like that and trying to get your team into postseason, things happen so quickly. No balls, 2 strikes. And it's high and away. 1-2 now on Cabrera. Miggy had a sac fly. That was back in the 3rd. That put the Tigers ahead 2-1. The score remains the same here in the 6th. Here's the 1-2. Fouled away. Well, just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Duffy tried to get another one by him, couldn't do it. Fouled back out of play by Cabrera. 1-2 the count stays on Miguel. There's JD waiting on deck. It has been a much more sedate evening tonight in terms of offense. The Tigers lit up the scoreboard last night. There's a chopper to 3rd. Right there is Moustakas. High throw, but Hosmer comes down with it. 1 gone. Hey, tomorrow it's a full day of Major League action, beginning with the Cardinals taking on the Brewers on Fox Sports 1. Then it's Baseball Night in America on Fox as Andrew McCutchen and the Pirates battle the Reds. Our Major League Baseball doubleheader begins Saturday at 3:30 Eastern on Fox Sports 1, and then continues at 7 Eastern on Fox and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Well, JD Martinez tonight has had a difficult evening so far. We haven't said that very often.
He has struck out twice in this game, and he looks at strike one.
He's got it both times with breaking balls, too. And slow curve balls at the bottom of the strike zone.
Average at 331 for JD. High and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Torrey Hunter will be next. Duffy ready with the 2-1 pitch.
Just about every hitter that Duffy has gotten ahead of, Salvador Perez, the catcher, simply calls for the fastball, and he wants it upstairs at about 95 miles an hour. Several Tigers hitters have swung right through it. He's going to try it again.
Ball inside.
It's the second time Duffy has tried to quick pitch a batter here today. He did it with Rajay Davis before Davis singled in the second inning, and he just did it again there to J.D. Martinez.
Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Oh, we got a piece of it. They are saying he got a piece of it. Chad Fairchild said he fouled it off.
Here's that quick pitch on the previous pitch to J.D. Martinez.
That'll bounce in. He's going to fill the count now at 3 balls, 2 strikes.
He hasn't walked a batter yet, which was a huge issue for Duffy last year. Not so much this season.
Grounded foul. He just got a piece of that one. Grounds it right by Dave Clark. 3-2. The count stays on J.D. Martinez. The Tigers putting up 19 hits last night. It's the most the Royals have given up this year. There's another foul at home plate. In fact, it's the most the Royals have given up since last September, when they allowed 26 in a ball game to the Tigers. And that one got Martinez pretty good. Really good, as a matter of fact. In fact, JD is down to 1 knee now. Kevin Rand climbing the steps, and here comes the Tigers trainer.
Yeah, finally going to come out and check on him. He's not going to be able to help him very much, though. Some moral support.
I would love to hear this conversation. Martinez finally back to his feet. JD just needs a little time. Yeah, enough said right there. So Martinez is going to work himself back into the box.
Avila knows a little something about that.
Yes, he does. Seemingly on a nightly basis. Well, Martinez now is well enough to get back into the box. And Duffy again with the 3-2. And he got him, strike 3. Martinez trying to coax a walk. Not given that pitch by Chad Fairchild.
May have been a hair low, but if you're Martinez, probably too close to take. And with 2 strikes, and evidently so.
It's the 6th strikeout of the game now for Duffy. Here's Torrey Hunter. And he has struck out Martinez 3 times in this game.
Torrey takes ball one. Hunter tonight, a fly ball and a strikeout. He sits safely in 7 of his last 8. 3 hits in last night's game. He'll shoot that one on the ground to the shortstop. Escobar with the backhanded play. And Duffy will have a 1-2-3 inning. Tigers fans here in KC enjoying a 1-run lead right now as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Tonight, Tigers have a slim 2-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Austin Jackson's had a big night, 3 for 3, double, has scored a run. Danny Duffy, meanwhile, has retired 10 of the last 11 he has faced, and Eric Hosmer has a double and a run scored. He has extended his hitting streak to 11 consecutive games. Back here at Kauffman Stadium as the Tigers right-hander Sanchez goes back to the hill, and Lorenzo Cain looks at ball one. Bottom of the 6th inning is underway. Cain has a ground ball and a fly ball. He'll be followed by Hosmer and Perez. These are 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup for Ned Yost. Ground ball to short, straight at Suarez, and one gone. 0 for 3 night now for Lorenzo Cain. Here's Eric Hosmer. The 11-game hitting streak equals his career high. There's ball one to Hosmer, who last year for the first time in his career batted over 300. Hit 302 last season for the Royals. Homered in last night's game, and he looks at a strike on the outer edge. 1-1. He is the team leader this year in multiple hit games with 28. Low 2-1. Ripped into right. Will be another hit for Hosmer. 1 on, 1 out. To the studio we go for a game break. Shannon Hogan. All right, Shannon, thanks. Here it is, 2-1. Salvador Perez will bat now with the tying run at first base. That is the 7th hit of the night for the Royals. They have 2 more than the Tigers tonight. Ball 1 to Perez. Couple of singles in his back pocket this evening, including an RBI hit. That was back in the first. Here's the 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Here's our high-speed pitch brought to you by Xfinity. Best fastball of the night thrown so far by Anibal Sanchez, 95 miles an hour. He's touched that a couple of different times. Looking for the ground ball here. And Perez has grounded into 15 double plays this season.
Ball high.
Not going to get that ground ball up there. You also can't forget about Hosmer over at first base. On occasion, they will allow him to steal second. Not a base stealer by trade, but he can steal a few bases.
He's got 3 this year.
Been caught once.
Fouled back. 2-2 now on Salvador Perez. And that big home run for them 2 nights ago in Tampa, which brought them a come-from-behind victory in the 9th inning and gave the Royals a winning road trip. They finished the 9-game trip winning 5 and losing 4.
They were down to their final swings down in Florida. It only takes one good swing to change the whole night.
Here's the 2-2. That has popped up. First base side for Cabrera. Well, Perez is out. 2 away. Hey, Motown night is Friday. Don't forget, July 18th, the Tigers hosting the Indians at 7:08. Once we get the second half underway, you can get an upper box ticket, admission to the Motown Museum, and a special Tigers Hitsville USA t-shirt. It's exclusively at tigers.com/Motown. Pretty cool looking shirt right there.
That it is.
So here is Butler now with 2 outs. Billy has not had a good night. He has fanned twice. And the average now at 270.
Anibal Sanchez has 1 pickoff already here tonight. He picked off Salvador Perez a couple of innings ago, and it's the first time he's picked off a base runner this season.
Bouncing ball to third. Castellanos flags it off to his left, and he'll throw Butler out. And the inning is over. No runs. They get a hit. Strand a man. We go to the 7th. Kansas City, and as promised earlier in the game, we have the AT&T fan photo of the game tonight. You can tweet your photo to hashtag Detroit Fan Photo and have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast. It is brought to you by AT&T. Well, the Tigers trying to add to their lead here. They've got Castellanos to lead it off. Danny Duffy goes back out there. And Duffy had himself a 1-2-3 sixth inning. Castellanos shoots one in the air foul down the right field line. The 96th pitch of the night for Duffy as he works here in the 7th. Suarez and Holiday will follow. Tigers got one in the first and then one in the third. Checked it up high. He did not go, says Vic Carapazza. 1-1 the count. It's been a really good year for Castellanos, especially defensively. The Tigers pleasantly surprised with how steady he has been at third base. 1-1 foul back, and he comes out every single day to the ballpark, works with Omar Vizquel and Matt Martin defensively.
Most of the work that those two do with him are on his footwork. He's got soft hands, but they continue to work on the footwork with Castellanos.
Well, Duffy ready with the 1-2. Hit him. So Castellanos will take his base. Leadoff man on.
It's a breaking ball that got away from Duffy. Duffy likes to talk to himself out there a lot.
Ned Yost coming out right now. Still talking. There is action to the bullpen for the Royals, and they're going to go to the bullpen. So the Castellanos hit batter means Duffy is done for the night. Wallside windows pitching change. Royals go to the pen. It's Kelvin Herrera coming in. We'll be back. It's Detroit. The Tigers here in Kansas City in game 2 in the series. We're in the 7th. The Tigers have the leadoff man on, leading it by a score of 2-1, and some high fives for Danny Duffy, who throws 99 pitches tonight in 6+ innings. But as you can see, he is upset with himself. He hit Castellanos to lead off the inning, and he's out of the ballgame. And it's going to be Kelvin Herrera to come in now.
Herrera's got a big arm. His fastball will go anywhere from 96 all the way up to triple digits. And 31 strikeouts, 15 base on balls, and the ERA sits at 2.19. He's usually their 7th inning guy, getting the ball to Wade Davis and then eventually Greg Holland.
So Herrera comes in to face Eugenio Suarez. 2 runs, 5 hits for Detroit as you scope out their box score. And a run on 7 hits for the Royals.
And Royals uncertain to whether Suarez will be up there bunting or not.
He is not, at least on that pitch. Strike 1. Suarez is hit by the pitch. And now the Tigers really have something going here. A couple of hit batters. 2 on, nobody out.
Well, now you wonder if the bunt sign will be given to Brian Holiday. Brian Holiday is an outstanding bunter. You've got runners on first and second. You've got no one out. But it's also very difficult to bunt a guy that's throwing 100 miles an hour.
See what the Tigers are deciding right now as Dave Clark is running through the signs. Everybody giving a look. And Holiday can sacrifice. He can lay down a bunt. Moustakas in a couple of steps at third on the cut of the grass.
And the one thing that Brian needs to concern himself with here, that once he gets his bat out there, if he is bunting, make sure you don't climb the ladder with your bat to try to catch up to that fastball.
Popped it up, and it's going to drop.
It's exactly what happens when guys throw as hard as Herrera throws. If they throw the fastball up, it's difficult for you to get it on the ground.
No balls, 1 strike on Brian Holiday. Ground out pop up in this game. Tigers have a couple of hit batters and they have 2 men on. Trying to extend a 2-1 lead. We'll try it again. Bunts it toward third. Moustakas will throw him out, and Holiday is able to sacrifice him up. Second and third, 1 out.
Real nice technique here by Brian Holiday. Make sure he gets that bat out in front of home plate. Therefore, when he does make contact with it, he creates the bat angle to get the ball down the third baseline. Outstanding job by Brian.
Here is Rajai Davis.
Rajai does his best work when runners are aboard. And much better average than when the bases are empty.
He's got the infield in. 1 ball to no strikes. Davis a single. Flied out to right field his last time up.
371 for Rajai with runners in scoring position.
Bouncing ball to third. Moustakas going to come home with it. And Castellanos going to be out. Davis reaching on the fielder's choice. That'll leave runners at first and third now with 2 away.
Tigers gamble there. And Castellanos coming on contact, and all Moustakas had to do was make the play and then continue to throw the ball which direction his body was carrying him toward home plate.
So with 2 outs now, first and third, and now Jackson will step in. That'll change the complexion of this inning quite a bit. Austin is 3 for 3, 2 singles, a double. Rajai goes. No throw. He'll steal it standing up. 24th of the year for Davis. The 0-1. 98 threw it right by him. 0-2 on Jackson. Now Herrera ready with the 0-2. Got him, strike three. Jackson punched out of there, and the threat is over. Tigers strand a couple. Still lead 2-1. Coming up, the Health Plus 7th inning stretch. City, boy, the Tigers holding on to a 1-run lead. A much different game tonight than what we saw last night. And Anibal Sanchez back to the hill. Mike Moustakas will lead it off here in the 7th. Moustakas, Infante, and Dyson facing the Tigers right-hander. Anibal's pitch count has been in good shape most of the night. Moustakas is 0 for 2, and he takes ball 1. 2 runs on 5 hits for Detroit. A run on 7 hits for KC. The Moustakas batting average at 190. And Sanchez missed again. 2-0 the count. Moustakas now is 3 for 31 against the Tigers this year. Here's the 2-0. And he drives this one high in the air to left center field. Ball is hit well, and Jackson not going to get it up against the wall. Moustakas on his way to second, and just like that, the Royals have the tying run at second base. He hammered that thing to left center field.
We talked about the fact that he's only 3 for 31 against Tigers pitching this year, but Sanchez fell behind Moustakas. 2 balls, no strikes, and threw him a fastball right down the middle that neither Jackson nor Davis could run down.
Sanchez now at a total of 80 pitches.
But he has been much more economical here tonight with the amount of pitches that he has thrown every single inning, and that's exactly what Jeff Jones wanted him to concentrate on. Keep the pitch count down within the inning.
Infante has a single and a flyout. Sends a ground ball back up the middle. Suarez thought about third. That'll advance the runner. 1 gone.
It's a gamble here by Moustakas. Usually when the ball's hit directly at you and the defender's playing directly behind you, you don't try to get to that next base. Yeah, but he gambled and he won. Sanchez thought about throwing over to third base, but then he said, you know what, let's just take the out here. We won't force the issue. Suarez, excuse me. Sanchez on the mound.
So the infield coming in now for the Tigers. Here is Gerard Dyson. Down the left field line, slicing. Davis coming over, foul ground, but it's back out of play. Dyson at .324 this year with runners in scoring position. Tigers have action in their bullpen. Phil Cope, the lefty. Al Albuquerque, the righty. Here's the 0-1. Dyson almost looks like he takes a step forward at the batter's box when the ball approaches. He's done that a couple of times. Trying to get one past the drawn in infield here. A 1-1 count on Jarrod Dyson. Good smother there by Holiday. Sanchez allowed a run in the first on an RBI single by Perez and nothing since. However, they've got the tying run at third. Alcides Escobar waiting on deck. Strike in the outer edge. 2-2 on Dyson. Leadoff two-bagger by Moustakas. He advances on the ground ball by Infante. Another good block there by Brian Holiday. It'll be a full count now, 3-2.
Well, if you throw a 2-2, you can't be afraid to throw that breaking ball 3-2. Swing back fastball.
And it's, oh, what a play by Suarez. It's short. Come on.
Stop it, Suarez.
Oh, do you believe that play?
I don't believe that.
Oh, my goodness.
He doesn't believe it either. That is a thing of beauty.
All you can do is laugh on that.
That ball found him.
Oh, man.
Take a look at this thing.
Sharply hit ball by Dyson. He saved a run.
He had no time to get over in front of it.
Man, oh man, way to go, says Sanchez. 2 outs now. The infield relaxes. That's something Jose Iglesias would do.
Right? Or Omar Vizquel.
Or Vizquel. So with 2 outs, here is Escobar. Ball 1. Still a 2-1 ball game. Alcides with a single and a ground out.
Be careful on fastballs inside to Alcides. Good pitch.
1 ball, 1 strike on Escobar. Sanchez about to throw his 90th of the night.
And good bender here thrown by Anibal. Uncomfortable swing by Escobar.
Bouncing ball to short. Suarez charging, and the threat is over. Leadoff double. They got him to third, but that was it. And you can credit a Eugenio Suarez with a spectacular play.
City, and what a game this has been. We're looking forward to postgame. Certainly a topic of conversation will be the play of Eugenio Suarez in that last half inning. The Tigers couldn't score. Now the Royals couldn't score, and Detroit hangs on to a 2-1 lead. Shannon Hook and Craig Monroe in our Call Sam studios. We'll be inside the clubhouse. Brad Ausmus among those you'll hear from right after the game on Fox Sports Detroit. Mario, Ron?
All right, Keats, thanks very much. Yeah, we look forward to that. Hopefully talking about a Tigers win, but there is some work to do as Aaron Crow steps in now to the pitching mound for the Royals.
Aaron Crow, part of a really good bullpen that the Kansas City Royals will run at you on a nightly basis. 42nd game now for Aaron Crow. He has 8 holds, a 2.39 ERA, 11 walks, 20 strikeouts for Aaron.
They are trimming up some of the strings that are loose on the glove of Crow. Plate umpire Chad Fairchild.
Aaron Crow pretty much fastball slider. His fastball will get all the way up to 97 miles an hour. Average speed just 94. The rest of the pitches pretty much are sliders. Small percentage of changeups to left-handers. Not many changeups to righties.
For the Tigers, it'll be 2, 3, and 4. Kinsler, Cabrera, and J.D. Martinez. So Crow replaces Herrera, who replaced the starter Danny Duffy. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Aaron Crow did not spend much time in the minor leagues, just 29 games in 2010. He's been in the big leagues since. No balls and 1 strike on Ian Kinsler. Kinsler has an RBI single in this ball game. Chopper hit to the right side, ranging to his left. Infante. 1 gone. And Ian played to pull, so Infante had to scoop to his left. Here's Cabrera. Miguel tonight has a sac fly with an RBI, otherwise 0 for 2. Tigers have not scored since getting the run on Cabrera's sac fly back in the 3rd. Strike 1. And Miguel now with 74 RBIs. Lifted back out of play. No balls, 2 strikes on Cabrera. 2 more games to go in this series. Porcello and Shields tomorrow, Verlander on Sunday, and the Royals, in their game notes at least, have Bruce Chen starting on Sunday, so apparently that has become official. Oh, 0-2 the count stays. To center field on a line, Dyson. 2 gone. Hey, Tuesday baseball's best gather in Minnesota as the captain Derek Jeter takes the field in his last All-Star game ever. It promises to be an emotional and unforgettable night. Special coverage begins at 4:30. That's on Fox Sports 1, followed by the 2014 All-Star Game, 7:30 on Fox. Well, here is J.D. Martinez, who is 0 for 3, trying to extend his 9-game hitting streak. Tried to check it, and he could not do it.
JD's been a little bit too aggressive today on the breaking balls, whether it be Danny Duffy, who started for the Kansas City Royals. He struck him out 3 times. That first pitch by Crow out of the strike zone as well.
Here's the 0-1. Chopped foul, third base side, 0-2. Tigers got one in the first. The Royals answered. Tigers got one in the third. It has stayed that way since, as Jabba Chamberlain prepares apparently to enter the ball game. He is the 8th inning guy for the Tigers. And a strike called, got him looking. Crow has an easy 1-2-3 as JD strikes out for the 4th time tonight. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th.
Fast delivery of the game. Tigers jumped on the Kansas City Royals in that very first inning. For the second consecutive day, it was Jackson with a leadoff double on a fastball. Then Ian Kinsler followed with a base hit right back up the middle on a breaking ball against Danny Duffy, their starter. They really haven't been able to tack on many other runs, though, tonight.
No, they have not. So we will go to the bottom of the 8th, and it's a very skinny lead. 2-1 is our score. Tigers on top. And as we go to the 8th, you know what that means. Jabba Chamberlain is coming in.
Well, he's been as good as most guys that pitch in the 8th inning this year. 16 holds now. Getting the ball to Joe Nathan, pitching in his 40th game. First year in a Tigers uniform. 39 strikeouts for Jabba, 12 walks, and he's done his best work on the road.
Another wall side windows pitching change as Jabba comes in now, and he will face the top 3 hitters in the KC lineup. Chamberlain facing Aoki, Kane, and Hosmer.
Aoki has 6 bunt hits this year, so if you're Castellanos, you have to be aware of the fact that he might try to bunt his way on. Miguel as well on the other side of the diamond.
Aoki tonight with a double and 3 at-bats. And he shoots one back up the middle into center. First pitch of the inning, and the tying run is on. Aoki gets his 2nd hit of the night. He's going to bring up Lorenzo Cain. He does not have a hit tonight. Couple of ground balls and a flyout, but he's batting .314 this year.
Jabba will take another ground ball here.
Boy, would he. Kane is 0 for 8 in the series. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Throw down from Holiday is going to hit either the runner or Kinsler, and Aoki will go to third. And we've got interference, I believe.
We sure do.
Is that on Kane?
Yes, it is.
Wow, what a huge play.
Huge play.
And here comes Ned Yost. Man, oh man, they could have had a runner at third base with nobody out. Let's see. That was called immediately by Chad Fairchild.
It's a good call by the home plate umpire. He was all the way on the plate. Brian Holiday could not get off a good throw.
Yeah, he stepped right in front of him. Boy, is that big. Royals don't like it, but they're going to have to live with it. We may get somebody thrown out here momentarily if this continues. Fairchild's telling them to knock it off. And a crowd of better than 31,000 fans letting Fairchild hear about it. Big play in this inning. Aoki goes back to first base.
Well, if you're Jabba Chamberlain, you got to pay some attention to Aoki. You just can't allow him to steal second base at will.
Here is Hosmer.
He is their hottest hitter right now, Eric Hosmer.
Hosmer, 2 more hits tonight, single and a double. Got an 11-game hitting streak.
Here's one more look, different vantage point of the interference call by Chad Fairchild on Lorenzo Cain. It's the loudest this crowd's been all night.
Well, they are primed for the fireworks after the game. 31,581. Aoki represents the tying run at first base now with 1 out. Way inside. The crowd's just booing to boo now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hosmer doubled with 2 outs in the first and scored on the single by Perez. The only run that Sanchez gave up in his 7 innings of work. High and outside, 2-1.
Sanchez only threw 90 pitches in this game through 7 innings. 62 of those were strikes. And probably his most stressful inning in the bottom half of the 7th.
Ripped to right, base hit. Aoki will go to second. That's the 3rd hit of the night for Eric Hosmer.
And all 3 of Eric Hosmer's hits have gone in the same direction. Right between first and second. He's getting locked in right now.
Breaking ball that hung at the belt, and Hosmer drilled it to right, and now Jeff Jones coming out. Tigers need a ground ball in the biggest way here. Runners at first and second. Perez coming up. Now before the Tigers pitching coach will have a powwow on the mound. So here is Perez. And a broken bat single for an RBI in the first inning. Only 227 this year with runners in scoring position. Two on, 1 out. Single pop up for Salvador Perez. Royals making some noise here in the 8th. In the air to center field, shallow. Jackson coming on. He'll get there for the out, and Perez is out on 1 pitch. Two gone, and now Billy Butler. Butler has seen Jabba 5 times. He is unsuccessful, 0 for 5. The Royals now have 10 hits in this game, only 5 for the Tigers. Butler is 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Strike one on Butler. Slowly backs out of the box.
Yeah, a little get me over breaking ball there thrown by Jabba Chamberlain. He's got a better breaking ball than that. It'll need it to get Billy Butler out. He's going to have to bury that breaking ball at the bottom of the strike zone.
Albuquerque and Koch heating up in the Detroit bullpen. The 0-1. Swing and a miss.
There you go. Better location.
0-2 on Billy Butler.
Much better location.
Butler 1 for 7 in the series. The 0-2 is hammered toward right center field. Jackson on the move to run it down.
Ooh, he almost got burned on that 0-2 fastball.
Royals threaten but do not score. They leave 2. Big interference call as well on Lorenzo Cain. Jackson runs down the final out. Two to 1 is Jabba Chamberlain finds his way out of some trouble. Tigers have been doubled up in the hit column, but they lead by 1. And now we have Wade Davis coming in for KC.
1 run allowed for Wade Davis in his last 27 in the 3rd innings. Going all the way back to April 23rd, he has not given up 1 extra base hit this year. You'd be hard pressed to find a right-handed reliever having a better season than Wade Davis right now.
And the first man to face him is Torrey Hunter. It'll be Hunter Castellanos and Suarez here in the 9th. Tigers trying to add another run or 2 here. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it's in for a strike.
Davis has a fastball that will go anywhere from 94 all the way up to 97. He's got a breaking ball. He also has a changeup. He's a former starter, but he has excelled in the bullpen.
Here's the 1-1. 2 balls and 1 strike.
That is hard to believe that in 37 2/3 innings pitched this year, this man has not given up 1 double, no triples, and no homers.
Here's the 2-1. Ooh. 96 from Davis. Here's another incredible stat. Right-handed batters this year are 4 for 65 against him. And that would compute out to an .062 batting average.
That's a bingo number.
I mean, it's really incredible what he's done. Here's the 2-2. See you later.
It makes you wonder why his stuff doesn't translate as a starter. I mean, you've got 97 with your fastball. You've got an assortment of breaking balls and a changeup because you are your former starter. But last year they inserted him into the rotation, and by the end of the year, he was pitching out of the bullpen.
Here's Castellanos. Way high, 1-0. A fair ball deep behind the bag. Moustakas. 2 gone.
Let's take a look at the big boys' big play of the game, and you go right back to last half inning. Aoki was on first base. He took off. Kane swung, but he interfered with the catcher, Brian Holiday. Aoki ended up on third base, but Chet Fairchild, he called interference on Kane, which meant Kane was out, and Aoki had to go back to first base.
Huge play, which really turned around that inning for the Royals. There's a strike called on Eugenio Suarez. Wave and a miss. 0-2.
Wade's thrown 10 pitches, and 8 of those have been strikes.
That one missed. 1-2 the count. Low again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. What a weapon to have in the 8th inning of ball games, and then you turn things over to Greg Holland. One of the strengths of this Royals team. Although Davis pitching in the 9th in this game, down 2-1. Here's the 2-2 coming home now from Davis. Popped up. Shallow right field. Lorenzo Cain is under it. And Wade Davis has a 1-2-3 9th inning. No runs, hits, or errors. Joe Nathan on to protect a 1-run lead.
Off with a double off the starter Danny Duffy over the center fielder Lorenzo Cain's head. Ian Kinsler followed with a base hit. He drove it right back up the middle, and then with 2 outs. Eric Hosmer in the very first inning, he doubled, a hustling double, driven home by the broken bat single of Salvi Perez. Then the Tigers took the lead for good, and that was way back in the 3rd inning, a sacrifice fly to right field off the bat of Miguel Cabrera.
Well, it's pretty simple. The Tigers need 3 outs here. They lead 2-1 going to the bottom of the 9th. They have their closer on now as Joe Nathan will try and protect this lead and make it a win.
And Joe Nathan feels like his issues of earlier this year where his arm slot was way too high or behind him. He says he's lowered his arm angle. That way he's getting more life on his fastball, and his breaking balls have been much better the last couple of weeks.
Mike Moustakas will lead it off. He'll face 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup for the Royals. And Moustakas looks at ball 1. Royals have had chances each of the last 2 innings. Moustakas doubled to lead off the 7th. They couldn't score him. Then in the 8th, a couple of base hits with that big interference call. Here's the 1-0. In for a strike, 1-1 on Moustakas.
Yeah, good fastball at 92 thrown by Joe Nathan. A little late life on it.
Tigers have made 1 defensive change. Castellanos out of the game. Don Kelly is the new 3rd baseman. One is high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Fouled away, make it 2-2 now on Moustakas.
This game right here is more like the games the Tigers and the Kansas City Royals have played against one another the last couple of years. Don Kelly shifting with 2 strikes over to right field.
Ten hits for the Royals in this game, 5 for the Tigers. 2-2 on Mike Moustakas. Bouncing ball right side, down the line, fielded by Cabrera. 1 out. The all-important first out is recorded by Joe Nathan. Here's Omar Infante. Infante 1 for 3. Royals got a run in the first inning, have not scored since. Sanchez went 7, Jabba in the 8th, Nathan here in the 9th. And the first one is up and in. Here's the 1-0. 2-0 the count. Joe Nathan 358 saves. Omar waiting on a 2-0. Way inside. 3 balls, no strikes. Rod Dyson waiting in the on-deck circle. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Taking strike 1. 3-1 on Omar. Fonte taking his time getting back into the box. Holiday flashing the signs. They want the fastball away. And it's pulled on the ground and through. Base hit. Tying run is on. Hey fans, due to a live start time conflict with Major League Baseball's exclusive national telecast schedule, Saturday's Tigers-Royals game cannot be shown on Fox Sports Detroit until 10 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. For in-game highlights on Saturday, please tune to your local Fox broadcast affiliate. Be sure to join Fox Sports Detroit at 10 p.m. Eastern for play-by-play coverage of Saturday's game. 1 on, 1 out, and here is Jarrod Dyson. That'll be the 11th hit of the game for Kansas City tonight. Ball 1 inside. Ball darted down to his feet. Two 2-1 Tigers. We're in the 9th. 1 on, 1 out for the Royals. One and one on Dyson. Number 9 hitter Escobar waiting on deck. Chamberlain came on and faced the top of the order in the 8th inning and was able to get through the frame unscathed. And now turning it over to Nathan here in the 9th. A single by Infante with 1 out. He's the tying run. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2 now on Jarrod Dyson.
Outstanding slider there thrown by Nathan, buried toward the back leg of Dyson. Unhittable pitch here.
Nathan has 18 saves. Trying to get number 19 here tonight in KC. That's low and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dyson lined into a double play back in the 2nd. Hit a hard ground ball with the infield in his last time up, and Suarez turned in a circus play to save a run. And the 2-2 runner goes. It is low, 3 and 2 with no throw. Tying run now in scoring position. Stolen base for Infante.
Infante got a pretty good jump off Nathan. It's a breaking ball down that Brian Holiday, once he picked it, decided not to throw it. It's on the 4th seal of the year for Infante.
And it's gone to 3 and 2 on Jarrod Dyson. Royals tonight have been 1 for 9 with men in scoring position, but all they need is a base hit here to possibly tie this one up. Here's the 3-2. He walked him. 2 on with 1 out. It's going to bring Jeff Jones out again. So Nathan in some trouble here in the 9th. He got the first man, but then Infante single. Dyson has walked. Hey fans, follow every Tigers game with MLB.com at bat on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. Get live look-ins, instant replay, scores, stats, audio, free MLB.tv game of the day, and a whole lot more. Download in the App Store or visit Tigers.com. So Nathan now will face Alcides Escobar. Infante the tying run at second. Dyson the winning run at first, and for Escobar against Nathan, 2 for 7 in his career with a double.
If you're Joe Nathan, you do not want to throw Escobar a first pitch fastball. That's a strike. And he is very aggressive on first pitch fastballs.
He's 1 for 3 in this ball game, singled back in the 5th. And he looks at a ball low, 1-0. The thing that worries you here is that Dyson, the runner at first base, has tremendous speed. So if Escobar were to find a gap, this game would be over. Aoki, the leadoff man, waiting on deck. Here's the 1-0. 2-0 on Alcides Escobar. Nathan has gone ball 1 to every batter he has seen here in the 9th. And the clock continues to thicken. The 2-0. And it's popped up foul. Meanwhile, there's action in the Royals bullpen. Greg Holland warming up their closer. Should this thing get to the 10th? Strike called, and now 2-2 on Alcides Escobar.
Front door. And breaking ball thrown there by Nathan. Nice glove work there by Holiday, even though he was expecting the ball outside. He was able to reach back with the glove, very slow, and to still get the call from Chad Fairchild.
Did he go? Yes, he went around. Strike 3. Chad Fairchild called him out. Escobar is gone, and there are 2 outs.
That's a good call by Chad Fairchild. He didn't need any help from the first base umpire, Vic Carapazza. Escobar went way too far.
So the last chance for the Royals now is Nori Aoki. Brian Holiday heads out to the mound. Single by Infante, walk to Dyson. There are 2 outs now. Aoki's had a couple of hits, single and a double. 0 for 3 though in his career against Joe Nathan. Two-1 Tigers lead. We're in the bottom of the 9th. Tigers trying to hold on to a 1-run advantage. And Aoki looks at a ball outside 1-0.
Majority of the pitches that Nathan has thrown since entering the ninth have been off-speed pitches. Very few fastballs thrown here by Joe. And he hadn't gone strike one on any of the hitters.
No.
That's a tough way to live.
Especially with a 1-run lead. Here's the 1-0. 2-0.
Aoki does his best work against left-handers. 358 against lefties. 231 against righties. Go figure.
That seems extremely odd right there. All he needs right now is a base hit to try and tie this one up. He's ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Fouled away.
Tigers defenders are playing very shallow because Aoki does not have a lot of power, which means if he does get a base hit and he hits it sharply, they're going to have a play at home plate on Omar Infante.
This will be the 25th pitch thrown here by Nathan in the ninth.
And he's thrown more balls than strikes.
Here's the 2-1. 3-1 on Nori Aoki. It has been a struggle here in the ninth. That one diving low. Rain 1. Strike called. 3-2 now, and so the Royals will start the runners.
What in the world is Aoki looking for? Fastball right down the middle.
Here comes the crowd now. Over 31,000 here in the ballpark tonight.
Don Kelly should back up a couple of steps to make sure he gives himself enough room. Aoki's going to try to slap something down that way.
The runners go. 3-2 pitch. Bouncing ball to first base. It's a fair ball. Cabrera hits the bag for the out, and the Tigers will hold on to win this one.
Wow.
2-1 final score. It got a little bit hairy in the ninth, but in the end, Nathan gets it done. And the Tigers have won the first 2 games in this series.
Thought maybe it was going to be a foul ball, but no. Miguel Cabrera touches the bag for the final out of the game.